So ult economy. This is especially about ults counter, so that means I need my this. Please, thank you. This and this. There you go. Visible to everyone, or are these pixels now?
No, I can see.
It's fine now.
Okay.
I can read the text.
So I've given you this quite a while ago because I gave this to pretty much every team I coach because it's just that good. Minor flex, but this is literally how to use your ults, right? This isn't just for you yourself, but also for your teammates to know what they should be using it for. So if I were to scroll down, because this was the meta, it's brawl, blah, blah, go under. Do you see this, 20?
I'm seeing this.
Can you fucking do it?
Okay,
Thank you.
I will.
It's right there, so no excuses. So if we were to use it, look at Anubis, right? So Anubis defense wasn't too bad. They had the strongest ult win condition known to man. EMP Nanoblade. We do not have a Zen. We don't have any counter for it. We have people that can potentially boop him away, but in general, not a whole lot you can do about it. We do, however, have this. So we're going to talk about how to use ults in direct relation to how you sustain yourself to at least somewhat be able to turn this fight around. Because this is not a tier 2 team. This is not high level Overwatch. You can still win despite the fact they have the most OP win condition in the game. Like, this is beatable. These three combos are beatable. Just not when you're looking at this level, because if they do it in this level, then you're fucked. Just accept it. Simple, right? We're looking to reach trials for next OD, so for this session, this is something you can use until all the way we go to tier 3, because in tier 3 this still applies. Questions so far? Basics? No? Okay.
No. Should we be... Like, what is the plan when they're harassing me top left like that?
Oh, I already told 20, he can
I
tell you.
was supposed to play with you.
Ah.
Because what happens if Ana and the Nash play together?
Nothing can jump on us.
There you go. Also, you have a Mercy, so that is like
One at least.
like you have twice the heal, plus you have Ashes Kit. But that's off topic, so back to the topic at hand. So you're gonna build your ult now, right? So we're gonna have Bob. That means we need Bob for something. We don't need it for nothing. That needs to be clear. Like, we need our ult economy to have a direct relation to turning our win conditions into our favor, especially when we're talking about defensive advantage. But this map is not really in your favor when it comes to that, because just like in Junkertown, you guys are pretty much struggling. This was seen, and as you can see, that's a problem. So that's why 20 had to be with you. That can't happen. We kill the Summer. So when we eliminate certain parts, you have to realize, okay, how do you now still manage to win this fight? Well, it's quite simple. We're defending, right? This is our objective. So our ult economy needs to be directly related to how we hold this objective. Not to win fights, because if you hold the objective, 99% of the time you'll also be winning fights. Simple, right?
Yep.
Good.
That makes sense.
So for here, it's just a clear, but we bopped. So we killed Soma, I'll say it again. Like, sure, we lost Brandon, but we still had the Mercy. We still had a main healer, because we're playing double main healer. Soma was dead. Neze kills the Ana. We can no longer lose this fight. It's impossible. Like, there's absolutely no way we're gonna lose this fight. We even killed the Lucio. And then we bop. How is this a massive mistake of an ult?
'Cause
I just said it.
it's no value.
No, I don't care about the value. I care about this. What are we playing for?
Point.
Playing for the objective. And like I said, 99% of the time, if you play ults directly related to your objective, you will 99% of the time win. Right now, for the objective, there was no reason for us to even touch it. Why? Because we won the fight. So we just used an ult on a one fight. And we also lost the counter now. So how do you control ult economy in this situation? Because now, we even popped whatever the fuck Lazy's doing, but we even did that. How are we possibly gonna win? Because this is not tier 2, like I said. We still have a possibility of winning this. How do we win? Anyone can answer this.
Try and spread out as much as possible.
Genji's
play
dash
top ults
will reach.
around, play for top ult around point, but trying to somehow force them around point.
Okay. Anyone else?
Yeah, the toolboard seems good.
Did you-
The nano could be used on the person that Genji dies, so less damage taken.
Okay.
Nano abandoned and he pins Genji.
Could you play inside underneath point?
The danger if you do that is if they nano blade, they just go into you and there's nowhere to run.
You
Or
top
that
ult.
one. Yeah,
The
but
only
even
problem
then,
was you're giving up.
Genji only
giving up
needs
platform
one
as well.
shift and one slash with nano blade to wipe out pretty much your entire backline that goes in here.
Do we use nano to farm up an ult to counter?
Idea.
I hear an idea.
I like
Give you a hint.
This is quite
sorry,
the
hold
problem.
on, what were you saying, Dizzy?
I said we use nano to farm an ult to counter. So that we can use either
that we
grab
ult
or
early.
pop to counter it.
Yeah.
But like try nano Zarya and take an aggressive fight or something.
Maybe 20.
Maybe I pick someone before they can engage.
Yeah,
How do you do
nano
a
and
chaos? You can't really do a chaos play, can you?
He did that's on there. He's on ult, not a boost.
Okay, cool.
Do you see what I see? Do we have this? I think we do.
Yes.
Yeah.
I could actually add in Torp's ult because Torp has become really relevant this year. This was quite old when this was written. But yeah, Molten Core is also very good at it. Like expect where the Genji lands, Molten Cool their area, and well, after that it's just praying. But it just depends, because this thing is still gonna happen. So the chances of Neze getting that ult off is, well, questionable. Let's just keep it at that. And I even out. So why did I say nano before the EMP? I told Brandon.
So that you could try so it doesn't get like EMP or hacked and doesn't get utilized.
Not necessarily, because what would you just discuss? What did Dizzy just say?
It should get ult charge.
Yeah. But
I
also, it is.
Yeah.
Chaos. You force them to.
But then, who do you do the nano on? Because he did it on me, which I understand.
Well, I did
like,
it.
the
I did it
thinking.
to keep you alive. But I
Yeah.
actually asked. I was like, "What?" And then Azir was like, I should have given it to 20 there."
Yeah.
So what would happen if, for example, 20 decided to go over here, communicated at nano, and then he got nanoed when they were doing this rotation?
They would have been sore.
Would have
This
even
would have
possible to kill the Sombra as the EMPs? Because with 20's reflexes, that is actually a possibility. I said a possibility, I'm not saying 100%. I don't expect you to have my reflexes.
Amphetamine or something.
You can also like shoot twice and it'll get Bob.
Yeah. But the biggest thing is, Sormas usually tend to jump or something around this angle, and if you're already here, that is literally a reflex flick. That's what I'm saying, 20. It's a reflex flick. Like, there's a possibility of you hitting that if you, well, are good enough. Because that's what literally is, right?
If I hit the shot, it'll probably be after the EMP goes off, which is
Nah, but at least you're trying.
true.
Like, that's the main thing, right? At least you're trying. Because right now, we're getting shit done, and there's only one thing that's gonna happen, and is they're gonna fuck us. Right up the ass. We don't like that.
True.
We don't.
No. I sure as hell don't, because I don't function that way. But maybe you guys do sometimes. So, if you put it in this perspective, because this entire text document is about ults. And yes, not everything is in there because I'm lazy.
Where's Mercy?
Lazy is lazy.
Yeah. But this is all you really needed. Priorities.
The old one you sent, there's no Mercy in there, and I looked at it one time. It's like, wait a minute, where's Mercy then?
This one is already updated.
Newer, yeah.
It's newer but still old because it's from 5th of February.
Yeah.
But it's newer, yeah. Like I have been adding things here and there. You actually have access to this one because it's in my user only channel.
Yeah.
But this is for everyone to understand. Like, this is something everyone just has to basically. This is game sense. The shot caller is just the one that calls the shots. It's simple, right? Like he's the decision maker. He makes the calls. But having this understanding would help, for example, for these two to communicate in between what Bandit is calling to make a plan. Because Bandit is not an Ashe player and Bandit is not an Ana player. He can read what's in here, sure, like it's possible. He can read, okay, so what does Ana do? What does Ashe do? It's in there, sure. But is that what he wants?
No.
So it's very important that if you're going through this, because there's a lot of ultimates, that you understand that people in the team also need to have plans. And if I directly relate this to Overwatch League, what you have is there are some teams that have like 2 Koreans, some French, and the rest are English. And these people, literally, when it does not relate to what these people need to know, for example, what would happen here, they speak in Korean. This is very common in Overwatch League, where you switch to their native language to easier get a communication across on what they're gonna do, and then everyone knows that those two are up to something due to the fact that they have switched to doing this. But we're not Koreans, we're all English. So we all speak English, that means this communication can still happen. And will only help Bandit even more, because he can actually understand what is being said, right?
Yes, I like.
So that is just pure, like, this is understanding your own hero. Like, Bandit, I am not going to teach him how your hero works. Like, I'm not going to tell him how Ana works. That's stupid. I'm not going to tell him how Ashe works. That's stupid as well. There's no point in that. Like, he's a main tank. I will only tell him how to work on main tank, and I will tell him how to shot call. Those are the 2 things that are important to him. So when it comes to ult economy, and using ults, and getting ults out, it's very important you at least think for yourself a little bit. Today Neza was pretty bad, but Neza used to be very good at this and how to use his power ult. Because I literally drilled it into him. And there are so win conditions attached to that on how to use your own ult. And I will teach that single person how to use that ult. I'm not going to teach your shot caller how to use it. It's pointless. That's how everything should go. It's for everyone. Like Brandon should do it, 20 should do it. He's just going to tell, I want nano, and I want it for these and these reasons. And if you agree with that, boom, done, problem solved. If you don't, because it's completely stupid, you still have to listen to it. That's something you can discuss afterwards. Because why can't you do this afterwards? Simple, right? Team synergy.
Yep.
You build up team like momentum. You start understanding each other. You're understanding why you want these things, and in the end, you have me, and then I will tell you you're fucking stupid, and then I will tell you to do something else. Aha.
Yes, simple. Good time.
Yeah. But here it's quite simple, like they have EMP Nanoblade and there's nothing we can really do about it except if we somehow pull off a play that they don't expect, and that's where this comes into play. And this is extremely difficult to do, and that's why Bennett needs to learn this. This is fully on Bennett, like everyone else needs to help him, but in the end he's the one that needs to make these calls. So now we're going to King of the Hill map. This one is a bad example because you fucking shit on Nepal. That was the last one. This young should be before this, yeah. Old economy. A big discussion that God has been telling me to have with you guys for a long time. Because over-ulting is a thing, right?
Yes.
And you guys are very over-ult happy, so to say. Like, you very much enjoy over-ulting for whatever reason. So, not this fight, next one. So here, like, we've really stepped up our game on scouting. Because you're not getting walled anymore. It's a nice thing. Because this was a performance scrim, so if you get walled here as well, I would cry. Because that just means I have to go back to the basics. But in such a scenario, you can already expect, okay, we lost a fight. There are gonna be somewhat of an ult, and the rule I gave you on King of the Hill was you have one fight, and then you have a recontest. And that's the chance that you have before their ult economy starts killing you, yeah, right? Everyone knows this. So in here, just rotations and building your ults. So that means stacking. That means stacking 20. Stacking. This is not stacking. You're not stacking. You're 20 fucking meters away from your team.
My bad.
And Lazy died because he's bad.
True.
So the only real way is how you're gonna win this now is if you stack, stabilize, and respect the nano. How do you win this fight if you look at your own ults and you look at what they have, combined with the fact you don't have a Lucio? You only need one ult. Don't over ult. Only one.
We'll probably use Nano here, so we can mirror it.
Wrong.
Mail.
Yeah? Why would you not mailed?
I think it could have been winnable. If like in this.
It's 5 versus 5.
Yeah, but if we
They
make it
have
Nanos-
speed boost, we don't.
But I mean, does they like what they're playing really use the speed boost? If you'd say, besides kiting.
No, he's saying that if we nano, they're just gonna kite out of the nano.
There you go. But if you freeze their kite,
Okay.
do you understand? Like, this is already understanding don't use nano here because there's another ult that will completely win us the fight, take the point, and then we will build up other ults. Because nano is still a very strong ult.
Yeah.
Probably need to throw out nano here, don't I?
Yeah.
You also need to understand that the main ult is used for zoning and control. What did you want to do to engage on them? You wanted to control their movement, not play an aggressive offensive play. And that's under this texture.
Yeah, like it's all there. It's just, this is like, Neza was here today, so I can't really address it because this is for Josh. And well, I would need to see how Josh is holding up. Because he's probably extremely rusty by now. Stabilize does happen. Do you understand how long it takes for us to catch them because we have no Lucio? They nanoed. They used the Sigma shift. It's simple, right? Now all you have to do is properly clean up. That's all you need to do here. They have used the shift, they have used the nano, and they have used pretty much everything that's necessary. But you still need to use your own ult. You cannot take this. Why can you not take this? What is the danger of you not using an ult here?
The risk of losing the fight because they used an ult, so
Yeah.
that they could have more sustain and more damage output, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Also-
this entire play was just
So they
us
control the objective, and that's what we need. And we don't want to give them more time.
Exactly.
Or more percentage.
That's a big one. The objective. We need it. And if you're not going to zone them for it, what's the point? We will build ults as we continue, right? Like, ults will continue being built up as we go. That should be obvious. One flank, we're completely split, the stacking is gone, and now because we have no direction, we're not using ults. They have used an ult. And 20 feet because he sucked at stacking, but that's whatever. We've established it by now. But do you see how long it takes for us to even cap? Why should we take so much time capping a point that they are controlling? There's no point, right? Like, we need this point. We need them to not have this ticking. It's dangerous, because if they are getting this too high, that means we're only gonna have one fight if they're ahead in ult economy, because this is what's gonna happen, right? They popped Bongo, they popped a Nano, and we're popping nothing. Like, what are we holding our ults for? Next map?
I think it was just mostly because we were ahead with kills. Somewhat.
You weren't. You weren't. It was 5 versus 5 when I said you had to use my ult. Then this entire rotation happened. So I was expecting it to be used here.
Okay.
Like, what I'm getting at is the time that you have left, combined with the ult economy they've used, so that is the Nano, combined with the resources they're using. So the Orisa shift was used, that means Mayfreeze. Sigma shift was used as well, that means my ult. We had no Lucio, they did. Okay, so they can kite us out. That means after this is gone, we can throw the Mei ult pretty significantly far. You understand that, right? Like, you can throw it from here all the way to here. That is their entire retreat route blocked off. You have no Lucio, so that means now you're gonna hard initiate on them without speed. The only real way they can go is this and this and this, but most teams at this level will not have that coordination.
Yeah.
So this would have been a one fight at this area. You would then proceed to start capping, and they could potentially recontest, but that's just ult feeding on their side. Because they could, like, the Lucio could touch and the Doomfist could touch, but that's whatever. You're not gonna lose to that. But look at how long it takes. Like, it was 40 when I told you to use the Mei ult. We're at 55 now. We still have not used a single ult. And well, I told you to stop charging this because it's fucking stupid.
That was, but like I pushed the corner and, like, you know when you do it in mid-air and you jump charge? I did one of those, so I couldn't really control it.
Yeah, but look.
Yeah.
They are once again using an ult, and we still haven't used anything. Zero
So they're
ults.
They're using ults to just hold the point for as long as possible, and we should have been using our ults to
Counteract.
cap the point as soon as
Or cap it,
possible.
yeah.
Not necessarily. It's more about how you rotate your ults. Because what are they doing? They are rotating their ults. They started with a Nano to push back. They wanted to contest this to make sure that they keep getting. Then around this area they pushed out the Bongo. And that was to sustain, because that's a lot of damage, and Brawl doesn't like having a lot of damage in their face. And well, 20 feeding didn't really help either. And after that went down, and the fight kept going, and even though they are down people, they have an ult that can turn the entire fight around. My ult. Combined with the fact that they now have Doomfist ult coming up as well, and Sigma ult. They are rotating their ults and building new ones as they go. So ult economy wise, yes, we shouldn't use everything. That's stupid. You have to properly use your ults in rotations to ensure that you get value out of the fight you're trying to win. They got value, massive value. It's been 20% already. And then Nuvisk ult comes in. Sigma likely won't ult because that will be silly. But they're gonna pretty much win this fight because of this. And then finally, our first ult has happened. 71%. Yeah, because now you're using everything. We beat Reaper ult, May ult, like
Yeah, it was. I think it was because when we started losing people, then it was like,
use ults. Yeah, that doesn't work.
now is the time.
Yeah, that doesn't work. You're securing, like if you already had in key heroes, all you're doing is securing the fight, and for that you just have to do a very simple thing. They did it. They did it very good. These guys are the ones that beat you in OD after all. Rotating ults. They started with Nano, right? Nano to sustain, to get out, to regroup, to stabilize, all things that I've already taught you. Right? These things everyone knows by now, I hope.
Yeah.
So stabilizing, kiting, all that done. Nano, okay, Nano is now gone. Next up would be the Bungo. Why Bungo? Well, they're pretty spam, but Doomfist, so they have no spam DPS. But they do have resources that can stop you from going in, combined with enough damage, because Sigma has damage, Riz has damage, and May has the wall to stop you from going in. Simple, right? Bungo has been eliminated, and they killed 20, because 20 is a potato. Happens. This thing happens. But in this meantime, you have to respond with your own ults as well. Like, that fight was never won. We had no Lucio, they did, so they could kite us and retreat. Then they stabilized on the edge of the point to like control it so that they could keep on contesting. And then they keep going. And they keep rotating their ults. And then somewhere in the middle of the fight, where all of their teammates have already respawned at least once, we decide, okay, our turn. It's too late. Way too late. 40% too late, actually. So do you understand how ult economy directly affects the outcome of your match?
Yeah.
So like I said, in this scenario, Josh should be the one calling out the May ult. It's very hard for Bennett to understand this, like I'm explaining it to everyone now, so everyone understands this. But he's the one, because this scenario, it's very difficult to replicate this in games. Just like in chess, every board is different. So if something like this would happen again, we would have to instantly know, okay, so bam, we have to do this. Just like what I started to say at the start of this video, spam, dive, brawl. They counter each other. They're playing a hybrid spam type of thing. You can even call it like Doomfist, May.
Like a spam brawl.
Something like that. Spam, brawl, dive, because Doomfist is a dive hero. Also a brawl hero, nah, it's whatever. But for ult economy, this is how you approach it, and this is how you approach this. Sure, there are not a few ults in here, but these are whatever. Like, come on, it's Doomfist ult, Zen ult, Sim ult, Torbjorn ult. You know how to use this ult. Torbjorn ult, I already said it's a zoning ult, just like with May. Treat it as a May ult.
No.
What do you do for soldier ults? Like, what is that
It's
for?
a useless ult.
It's a useless ult.
Okay, I was just making sure.
As his comment encrypted as well.
Yeah,
It's a
but-
useless ult.
Then you have Kree in there, dude. You have like press Q to die. Why do you have Kree then in there?
But you can't headshot, and 23 reflexes are better than that ult, so you're taking away
Well,
20
So why
damage.
do you ever use a soldier ult then?
Fire
there
in the
any-
sky, maybe, like after
I guess.
cooldown. That's about it.
I mean, it's also good against like Farah, Mills.
Yeah, but when I made this document, it was when hero bans were not thing yet, Brawl was meta, and you saw a lot of teams using the Kree ult with Nano, where they walled up the Kree over the enemy wall, so it was still value. Like I said, this document is pretty old as well. I just generalize this, and then I teach the actual thing with Kree High Noon afterwards.
And it was shield break meta as well, like between that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
double
Where
shield.
soldier can't shield
You
break.
have, you have Torbjorn ult in there as well. Isn't Torbjorn ult pretty good?
Yeah, but I already said, like the person already knows.
May ult.
It's
It runs
this.
like May ult. Yeah, Josh has been using the May ult explanation to learn maximum use of Torb ult.
Okay, so I mean, as long as I understand then.
Well, then just put them May / Torb. But
That's
like,
fine.
It's whatever.
I
Like.
understand it.
Whatever.
Yeah,
But it mostly comes down to this.
that.
It
Yeah.
comes down to this. Ult priority is very dangerous. Things to think about, like now late is in there. because Nano Blade is scary.
One thing on that as well with the top, mid, and low priority. So like, if we had to, so that's also like enemy team. But if you have to take it to our team, like how you want to look at structuring your ults. For instance, let's say you have, you're attacking here and you want to push in. Would you rather want to take a fight to start with, initiate with like a top prior ult or like a mid, or is it just a?
Yeah, but look at what I just said, right? They started with this.
Yeah.
I
With
put that
Nano,
down as a top priority ult. And in my logic, you would counter this with one of your
Also with
own.
a top prior.
And you had one.
Okay, I understand it. Yeah.
And if it's a mid priority ult and you don't have any mid priorities yourself, and they're using 2, for example, this
You
it
need
should,
a top prior.
you should only need one top priority to counteract.
Yeah.
So, for example, if they are using pop with self-destruct, whatever,
Yeah.
1 AP done.
But then if we sort of want to look at playing, like, let's say we want to play aggressive and we want to initiate, like with an ult or something, what are we looking to do then? Start with a top prior ult.
In this scenario, yes, you could initiate here.
Coalescence,
Yeah,
top prior.
it is. Coalescence is an extremely good ultimate in Brawl.
Yeah.
Like
Builds, fight momentum, heals, damage.
Yeah.
Does
Like if
everything it needs.
if you were to fight in
Oh,
this
wait.
angle and there we had a coalescence in
No, it
here.
does, but like it's just like sort of a. It's normally like a start to mid fight, third out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
Is
is
it?
that is top priority. Start
Okay.
of the fight is extremely important. Mid priority as well. Like Primal Rage is a chaos play mostly.
But
Yeah,
it's-
yeah.
I mean, it's
Same on
but
Minefield.
the logic doesn't necessarily apply the same thing. You know, you said like 2 mid prior equal 1 top prior. That's not necessarily always the case, I assume.
No, mostly is. One coalescence
well, if they-
against the
If they
amplification
grab.
matrix. If they grab, yeah, just use a coalescence into that. Done. Like if they're
That's-
Yeah, but
I
those
feel
are
like
two
it's so
top
unlikely to out heal the.
Healing orb and call would out heal it.
My orbs get eaten, smile. Or they should.
And
If they have a
gonna
grab,
tell
I
you
don't
the
think they're
funny
gonna have a
comment of
diva.
don't let them get eaten.
No, but then if they have a grab,
what
I
Bennett
don't
is
think they'll
saying.
have a diva. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, are they playing a Zaya Diva? How are they eating that shit?
Sorry, no, my brain.
How are they eating that?
Maybe they are playing Zarya Diva.
Ugh.
Maybe they have an echo.
Then why did we lose in the first fight? Like
I
it was-
want you to take the next 5 minutes to address the split focus of the team because that's the only point you haven't addressed for this foundation phase.
I know.
And it's like should only take 5 minutes.
Yeah, it should.
Isn't it just normally better to like push in and then call?
It depends on the fight and depends
More
on the
start
ult.
of it.
It depends on the ult economy. It depends on so many factors. It's not just I want to use it now. No, it doesn't work that way. Ult economy is all about how do you use an ult to your advantage in the situation you're in. I just explained it on this map in a brawl scenario. But in a dive scenario, it could like be a key ult to, for example, zone out the Pharah. That stops them from barraging. It stops them from countering. You see how this counters? It's all about using these resources to your advantage. Bit focus. I think I have it for this move. Should be this
So
one.
this is the last section, yeah. That I needed for
Eh.
notes.
I think it was Blizzard World Bar. Yeah, it's Blizzard World. So we have the rotations, and then this is all about target focus, right? Where is my... There it is. What?
Top middle.
There it is. So especially in Brawl, you have this thing called key heroes. These are heroes that if they die, you can turn the entire momentum of the fight to your favor, right? So in Dive it would be Winston. The Winston dies, that means they have no main tank, and I showed you guys this a while ago on how the enemy Echo switched to a Winston in order to take pressure on Numani.
Yeah.
See if your brain still remember that.
I do.
So that's the
Still
key
allowed
hero.
Mercy to pass and
Yeah,
still enabled to dive, yes.
it was a very smart play. So, and dive killing Winston, the reason it's a key hero and the reason it needs to be focused is it's space control, right? So that means if you're not echo calling this, or at least you're not focusing this for no reason, you're gonna lose the fight. That's just plain facts. You guys lose a lot of fights because of this, because we have split focus. Because, for example, we would have 2 tanks focusing Winston, and then 20 would be like, ooh. That's his support. And then,
Number 2.
and then this key hero never dies. And what happens then is that he's playing, for example, McCree in a 30 meter away from the Ana. So he needs like 20 shots to kill the Ana. And by then he turns around when he's done and his entire team is dead. And then he's again, ooh. Shit.
More like a oh.
It's more like, ooh, shit.
So you said key hero, so you went dive as Winston, brawl is obviously Ryan.
Yeah. Can I continue or do you want to do my
Yeah.
job for me?
I'm doing the notes, so yeah.
So yeah, in Brawl, it's not just the Rhine. There's another very important hero that if he goes down, you can turn the entire fight into your favor. Who is that hero? Let's say the map is King's Row.
May?
Yeah?
May?
But why May?
Because her wall, she doesn't have
Exactly.
a wall. So it's,
She's a tank.
That is a resource that can immediately turn the fight around. Because if they have no wall, and we do, and let's say we're fighting on King's Row second, that's a one fight, period.
yeah.
Unless your name is Josh and you wall the other side of the fucking planet, but that's besides the point. In theory, killing a Mei gives you the ultimate advantage of just walling their Rhine. And then not only did you kill one key hero, you killed 2 of them. And if you then stabilize, you can clean up. It's simple, right? Brawl, key heroes, done. Just like in spam. In spam it kind of differs, right? Like you have some teams that are running the Zen brick. Then it's already kind of a done deal, right? Like you kill the Zen, what are they gonna do? There is no Discord. No trans build up, because you were over 60% off on that. Lazy.
Today?
Yep.
Yeah.
You did not
Over
realize...
60% off.
Yeah. Because Neze said he killed the Zen very clearly. And then you went into the next fight. And I don't know how you read ults, but ults don't build up if a person is dead.
After that, yeah, I guess I just missed that then.
Yeah, but that's paying attention to the kill feed.
Yeah.
Because it happened pre-fight.
Yes. Mhm.
So killing Zen is a pretty big deal, because it means damage reduction, it means even less healing, it means that orb, the healing orb, also can't reach the target that is important to them. So by then all you have to do is clean up, and what follows by this is mostly, again, the Winston. Or let's say that Orisa is not very good target due to her shit, but Sigma's a good target. It kind of depends on the target. So Orisa could be a target if her gold is used. Simple, right? Like if she has gold, it's don't go for that. If you're going for an Orisa that has gold, I'm gonna do things to you.
That's what they call feeding.
Yeah, exactly. So in these 3 concepts, because now I'm kind of describing hybrid spam, but in normal spam, which would mean just normal Ashe, Torp, stuff like that. Killing one of the DPS is all you need. Because they're playing spam for the sake of enabling their DPS.
DPS, yeah.
And if they're that means they cannot do this. So diving a Torp is not a good idea. And diving an Ashe is also not a good idea. So you have to figure out how to properly deal with the situation. And usually what happens on this manner of elimination is that in order to kill the DPS, you need supports to die. So supports are top priority. I just use Zen as an example on why Zen is good, but you can have like an Ana and a Moira if she uses her fate. That's
Bad if they don't have a lamp anymore.
exactly. And if they don't have healing, DPS will die because they need healing. Frontline is not that important. So if you use these three concepts of spam, dive, and brawl, and even hybrids in between that, is it a matter of elimination to make sure that. Because the reason we're split focusing is because you guys think I have a better idea. So I'm not completely singling out, this is what you should be thinking about. So when you off angle, yes, you are allowed to kill some different things 20. But you're not off angling that much. Especially on Dorado, because I had to tell you. 20 being quiet.
I mean, I just wanted to shoot the Pharaoh.
That is his logic, right? I just want to shoot this person. That's all I want to do. That's a different example because they were playing spam dive in that scenario. It's a hybrid in a payload map. In the payload map, the payload matters. Dizzy is responsible for the Pharah. He knows that. So I've been trolling at him. And you are responsible for trolling the Pharah. So trying to kill, but not your main goal. Your main goal is target focus. So if you're just gonna use the entire map just to focus on a Pharah, it's a problem. But thankfully you don't.
Yeah.
You do split your focus to what's going on in the front line. But that is just the arrows. And you can also relate this to how a fight is won, Dizzy. If key heroes are dead and we still have ours, you can assume that fight is winnable. And then you can go back to what I just said about ults. And that will be more on the individual to dynamic call how to use their ult.
Yeah.
Didn't even need this. Yeah.
All right, so